Let's get started with our first news. Justin Gaethje is once again making headlines, this time by declaring that he deserves the next lightweight title shot over Arman Tsarukyan. According to Gaethje, he's earned his place in the spotlight and has his eyes firmly set on becoming the undisputed lightweight champion. But it's not just about gold for Gaethje, he has a very specific vision in mind. He wants to feature on the historic UFC card set to take place at the White House, and he wants to enter that event as the reigning champion. For that dream to become a reality, there's a major hurdle he needs to overcome, none other than the undefeated featherweight champ Ilia Topuria, who's moving up to challenge for lightweight glory. Last month, Gaethje made waves when he voiced his frustration about being left out of the title picture. He was vocal and emotional, even going as far as to threaten retirement if the UFC didn't give him what he felt he had earned. And now, just days before UFC 318, Gaethje has doubled down on that sentiment during a candid Q&A session. He didn't hold back, laying out his future fight plans and insisting that he is better positioned than Arman Tsarukyan for a crack at the belt. When asked directly about his standing in the division and whether he still believes a title shot is coming, Gaethje responded without hesitation. "Yeah, I mean, that's the fight that I want," he said. "Obviously, I'm biased, I'm gonna fight for what I feel like I deserve, but he feels the same. She feels the same. We're all biased towards ourselves, it's me or Arman. I don't know." That kind of honesty is exactly what fans have come to expect from Gaethje, raw, unscripted, and passionate. He elaborated further, emphasizing that someone is gonna get that title shot this year, and he firmly believes it should be him. "I believe somebody has to fight him this year, and I think I'm in a better spot than Arman," Gaethje said. "So someone's gonna fight him. I hope it's at MSG New York City. I get to fight him, and then defend it on the White House lawn. That's what I'm planning for." It's a bold vision, and vintage Gaethje. Not only is he chasing the belt, but he's looking to make history in the process. A title defense on the White House lawn would be a first in UFC history and a career-defining moment for any fighter. For Gaethje, it's not just about winning fights, it's about creating legacy moments that fans will never forget. Now it's up to the UFC to decide if he gets his wish, or if Arman Tsarukyan steps in and takes that opportunity away. Before we move on to the results of UFC 318, a quick and important message to all of you, our amazing fight fans. We've been working hard behind the scenes to improve our content for you. That's why we've made a big decision. We're officially changing our channel name to MMA Cage News. Right now, it's still called Boxing Facts, but let's be honest, that doesn't fit anymore. We've been covering MMA news exclusively for months, and we know sticking with the old name looks unprofessional, so it's time to level up. We're also thinking about adding fight clips to our videos just like MMA Zone and Full Mount, but here's the problem. A few months ago, we tried it and got hit with a copyright strike. Since then, we've been extra cautious. We've already tried the usual tricks like background music, reducing clip size, and using short segments, but it didn't work. So if any of you know a safe and legit way to use clips without getting penalized, we'd really appreciate your help. If you know what these other MMA channels are doing to stay safe, drop it in the comments, we read everything. Also, we're working on improving our editing, fixing pronunciation issues, and making every video as professional as possible, but we can't do this without your support. So if you're rocking with us, please like this video. That tells us you've got our back, and it motivates us to keep leveling up for you. Thanks for being a part of this journey. Let's build something amazing together. Now, sometimes in this sport, it's not just about wins or losses, it's about legacy, and at UFC 318, we may have just witnessed the end of a legendary chapter. Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, walked into the Octagon, carrying the weight of an entire career on his back, and perhaps for the very last time. Leading up to the fight, Poirier had hinted that this could be it, one final dance. One last war, and what a way to go out, standing across from the relentless storm that is Max Holloway. And my God, what a fight it was. It was vintage Max, sharp jabs, endless cardio, and that non-stop volume that just keeps coming. But Dustin, he didn't back down for even a second. He traded, he pushed, he bled for every inch. You could feel the emotion in every round, because this wasn't just another fight for him, this was the last ride. But when the final bell rang, it wasn't the fairy tale ending. Max Holloway took the decision. Dustin stood there, head high but eyes heavy, knowing he gave everything and still came up short. A heartbreaking moment. A fighter who's given decades to this game, who's fought legends, who wore gold, ended his career, not on top, but with the bitter taste of defeat. And still, there was no shame, only respect. The crowd knew it, Max knew it, the world knew it. Because Dustin Poirier's legacy is forever. Win or lose, he fought with heart that most fighters can only dream of. As the cameras cut to him, you could see it, that look of finality, the heavy breaths, the misty eyes. And in the post-fight interview, Poirier confirmed it. This was likely his last time inside the cage. A chapter closed. A warrior bows out. But while one door might be closing, another remains wide open. Kamaru Usman, who many thought might also be nearing the end of his career, came out and made it crystal clear he's not retiring. In fact, he wants the smoke. He said it's just talk when people say he's done, that there's still gas in the tank. And when a man like Usman says that it's not just hype, it's a warning. So, while Dustin may have left his gloves in the cage, Usman is sharpening his. This contrast, one legend possibly stepping away, another refusing to. It's the perfect storm of MMA emotion. As for the co-main event, Paulo Costa handled business against Roman Kopylov, grinding out a decision in a measured strategic performance. It wasn't chaos, it was control. Costa fought smart, proving he's still a dangerous threat at 8. And in the welterweight clash, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez gave fans a gritty 3-rounder, but it was Rodriguez who edged it out on the scorecards, snagging the decision win and halting Holland's momentum for now. But tonight wasn't about scorecards. It was about moments, about men who dedicate their lives to a brutal, beautiful sport and who walk away with scars but also respect. Dustin Poirier, you may not have gotten the win, but you won something far more lasting, the admiration of millions. And as Max Holloway said after the fight, legends never die. Let us know in the comments, do you believe Poirier will stay retired? Should Usman make one last title run? And who should Max Holloway face next? Hit that like button if this one hit you in the heart, because tonight we didn't just see fights, we witnessed the end of an era. Now let's move on to some absolutely massive news. Kamzat's insane new training routine has been revealed and the MMA world is buzzing. According to those close to him, his gas tank is going to be on a whole new level. For a fighter often criticized for fading late in fights, this could be the game changer he needs. Recently, former UFC bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw dropped a major update that completely flipped the narrative around Chimev's current condition. Many fans were skeptical. There were whispers of health concerns, potential weight issues, and even rumors that Kamzat might pull out of his UFC 319 middleweight title fight against Dricus du Plessis. But now, that storyline has been completely erased. According to TJ, Chimev has been putting in serious work at a specialized gym in Los Angeles, and not just any gym. He's training under the guidance of Coach Sam Calavita, the legendary mind behind the training lab. If that name sounds familiar, it should. Just a few days ago, Daniel Cormier publicly praised Coach Sam, calling him the perfect coach for someone like Chimev, someone who needs structure, elite-level conditioning, and most importantly, accountability. Now, TJ is doubling down on that claim, saying Coach Sam doesn't let his fighters step into the cage with a BAD gas tank or sloppy preparation, and he's not exaggerating. Coach Sam is known for pushing his athletes to their limits physically, mentally, and emotionally. His training isn't just about technique or fight strategy, it's about peak human performance. It's science-backed, it's results-driven, and it's grueling. This isn't just your average fight camp. It's Rocky-style, old-school grit mixed with cutting-edge sports science. Strength, endurance, conditioning, recovery. Every single factor is being meticulously dialed in by Coach Sam and his team. This is the type of environment where champions are made. TJ shared more details, saying, "The reason I used to doubt Chimev was because of his cardio. I said that before, right? But then I met him. I introduced him to Coach Sam. This guy literally taught me everything I know about peak performance. I did my bro science PhD in his garage. And now, Chimev is getting the same treatment." Interestingly, Armen Tsarukyan has also been training with Coach Sam recently. And if you've seen Armen's recent performances, you know that training is producing results. So now that Chimev is under that same system, you can bet he's going to come into UFC 319 in the best shape of his career. With cardio locked in, weight cutting under control, and elite-level conditioning in place, Chimev might finally silence the doubters and prove he's not just hype, he's the real deal. And come August, when he steps into the Octagon against Dricus du Plessis, we may witness a version of Chimev the world has never seen before. Next up, some serious drama outside the cage. Shawn Strickland has been suspended indefinitely following a physical altercation at a recent MMA event in Las Vegas, and the footage is as wild as it sounds. The entire situation unfolded during a local MMA promotion, where undefeated prospect Luis Hernandez took on Miles Hunninger. The fight itself was exciting, but it was the aftermath that truly stole the spotlight. Hernandez secured an impressive victory with a standing guillotine choke, forcing the tap from Hunninger in front of a roaring crowd. However, as emotions ran high, Hernandez made a decision that would ignite a firestorm. After the win, he began taunting Hunninger's corner, which included none other than former UFC middleweight champion Shawn Strickland and top contender Chris Curtis. The taunts, reportedly vulgar and intense, were aimed directly at them, and Strickland wasn't about to take it sitting down. That's when all hell broke loose. Without warning, Strickland and Curtis stormed the cage, confronting Hernandez face to face. Things escalated fast. Strickland threw multiple punches, with at least one of them landing clean on Hernandez's jaw. Chaos erupted inside the cage. Spectators and officials scrambled as security jumped in immediately, separating everyone before the scene spiraled even further out of control. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, NSAC, wasted no time reacting to the brawl. Within 24 hours, they issued an indefinite suspension to Strickland. Since this is a state-issued suspension, it means he won't be allowed to compete or corner fighters in Nevada, a major blow considering how many high-profile UFC events take place in Las Vegas. However, similar to what Michael Bisping experienced during his own NSAC suspension years ago, Strickland could still technically fight in other states or internationally as long as those jurisdictions agree to license him. The MMA world has been buzzing ever since. Many fans are split. Some say Strickland was provoked and simply reacted, while others argue there's no excuse for a UFC veteran, especially a former champ, to attack a young fighter in that setting. Interestingly, Luis Hernandez himself handled it with class. Despite being on the receiving end of a post-fight sucker punch, Hernandez told reporters he wasn't going to let it get to him. He refused to press charges, stating, "I get it. Emotions run high in this sport. I respect Shawn for who he is, and I'm not here to ruin careers." Still, the damage has been done. Whether this will affect Strickland's fighting future remains to be seen. UFC President Dana White has yet to comment on the matter, but fans are waiting eagerly to hear whether this incident will lead to further disciplinary actions, or if Strickland will find another path to redemption outside Nevada. One thing's clear, when Shawn Strickland is around, things are never boring, inside or outside the Octagon. Next up, a much lighter and funnier moment in the MMA world. Former UFC star Rampage Jackson was completely caught off guard during a live stream with popular internet personality Adin Ross, and what happened left fans in stitches. It all went down during a casual chat between the two when Adin, known for his wild and unpredictable antics online, sent Rampage the now infamous leaked photos of Conor McGregor. Yes, those photos. The moment Rampage opened the message, his reaction was absolutely priceless and instantly went viral. "Yo, McGregor's is huge. What the? Oh my god. Let me send it to somebody," Rampage shouted, his face a mix of shock, confusion, and disbelief. Clearly not expecting to see what he saw, Rampage tried to laugh it off, but his embarrassment was obvious as he tried to process what just happened live in front of thousands of viewers. "Adin, god damn it. I thought I was gonna get away without seeing that, but now I have to," Rampage said, trying to cover his face while bursting into laughter. The moment quickly spread across social media, with fans reposting the clip and adding their own memes and reactions. Many praised Rampage for taking the prank like a champ, and others called it one of the funniest livestream moments in recent memory. Adin, of course, couldn't stop laughing and made sure the clip made it to every platform. In a sport full of intense drama and brutal knockouts, moments like this remind us that MMA fighters, even legends like Rampage, are human too, and sometimes a little internet trolling can bring out the best reaction. Last but definitely not least, more drama is coming out of Kamzat Chimev's camp, and this time it involves none other than rising lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan. The incident reportedly went down at Jackson Gym, one of two main training locations where Kamzat is currently preparing for UFC 319, a fight many believe could define his career. And while the training has been intense, things took a wild turn when Arman Tsarukyan got into a heated confrontation with influencer and podcast co-host Bear Giga. So what sparked the beef? According to several eyewitnesses and clips now circulating online, Bear left a closet door open inside the gym. No big deal, right? Wrong. That closet happened to contain Arman's personal luxury watch collection, reportedly worth over $1 million. When Arman found out, he was absolutely livid. He walked straight up to Bear and demanded answers. "Bro, why you open? Why you leave the door open?" Arman asked, his tone clearly angry and intense. "I didn't know," Bear replied casually, brushing it off like it was nothing. But Arman wasn't letting it go. "I got $1 million watch collection in there," he snapped back. Turns out Bear was playing around. Reports say he opened the door while Arman was asleep, and even went so far as to touch the watches, all of it apparently just for fun. While the situation didn't get physical, it got very tense, very quickly, with both sides clearly irritated. The confrontation ended without violence, but you could feel the anger in the air. The backstory here makes it even more interesting. Arman's father is a major construction tycoon in Armenia, which means Arman isn't just a tough fighter, he's also wealthy, with access to things like 7-figure timepieces. That kind of money brings serious pressure and serious paranoia, especially when you're surrounded by cameras, influencers, and big egos all day. Many fans are now wondering, was Bear really joking, or was this a clout-chasing stunt gone wrong? Regardless, Arman is locked in, and Kamzat is looking more dangerous than ever. With UFC 319 inching closer, the hype is reaching a boiling point. These guys aren't just training, they're preparing for war. Every move, every second, every decision counts. And distractions like this? Not helpful when you're getting ready for the biggest fight of your life. And with that, it's a wrap on another crazy week in MMA. Now it's your turn. Are you picking Gaethje for the next title shot? Do you believe Poirier is really walking away? And can Kamzat Chimev truly shock the world one more time? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, legends never die.